My name's Jazz. I lived on Wood Street for like 3 to 4 years before we were swept. And we actually started the bike ride trip while we were still living at Wood Street. So the first one, we were still there. And it was started because we had folks out in Sacramento who were trying to start their own sort of like self-governed community. They saw what we were doing in Oakland and they were like, we want to do that over here, create a space where people can be. So we rode our bikes all the way out here the first time around. We helped them set up on this public lot. And originally it was just like tents and a couple vehicles here and there the first time we did it. And then by the time we were ready for the second year, they had done a bunch of organizing out here and like actually got the space like sanctioned by the city, and like they had FEMA trailers, they had like porta potties, water, like different stuff set up. So by the second time we did the bike ride out, they were like hosting us. It was actually really funny and really sweet. But then by the third time around, the city went back on the agreement and it was all kinds of fucked up because a bunch of people who were like, that was their space, their sustenance. Like I was getting them off the street, getting them a place where they could get community support to like get on a different level of stability than they had access to before. And then that was taken away because the city said, oh, the contract, we're no longer abiding by the contract. And so that they got evicted off of there, and a couple of us came up to support during that, but it didn't line up with the bike ride timing, of course. So by the third time, I think we ended up coming here, and it was more just like to hang out with folks, like mourn with folks, and also just have a good time, because it's like, yeah, like some of the things we can build can stick. Like thankfully there's places like Homefulness so that like stuck it out and like actually have created like a protected space where people are getting that like long-term stability that like is rarely ever possible when you're just out roughing it. And like we were lucky with Wood Street that like had the time we had to build what we had there. Now that it's been taken away, we have to fight that much harder to try to build it again. And yeah, that's sort of the hardest part, is like the constant rebuilding. Like when you're just having everything taken away, like myself and others like Satya, who also came on the bike ride, my boyfriend, and just like organizing partner, and our mutual partner Sagri, and a bunch of other folks that we've brought into this work. We go around and every day and we find where the city is evicting people and trying to take all of their belongings, and we try to help people at this point just move their stuff or their vehicles or their tents or whatever it is, because they made it illegal to shelter in place. Like back in the day, we would just hunker down in people's homes and be like, you don't have a place for us to go, we're not going anywhere, this is our home. But then they made that illegal and they started arresting folks for doing that. So now we just have to help people move. But that's the thing, they're sweeping multiple locations now at once in Oakland, so it's like we cover as much as we can, we try to help as many people as we can, but we're spread super thin. So like there are folks and things that fall through the cracks, like OPD. When OPD just takes RVs while people aren't home, that's not posted, it's not on the schedule we can track. We just get phone calls being like, they took my shit. And then we have to figure it out with those folks on how to support and rebuild with them. And it's like a never ending. So it's like this ride is like a really nice like injection of like celebrating what we have built, celebrating our relationships to each other, getting to like do something that's just regenerative and fun together, but also raise awareness about what we are fighting for, and like that constant struggle to build the places that will be supportive to